So on the front row then, we have the Jake Farndon car. Alongside him is Patrick Fletcher. Second row is Tom Bell and Andrew Tibbs. On row 3, Joe Ferguson, the championship leader. Alongside him is Sean Hagan. On the fourth row, Nick Fulton-Jones and Wayne Harris. Row 5, Rory Cooper and one of our onboard cameras, Paul Jarvis, is alongside him. Row 6 is Matt Fincham and Martin Ward. Row 7, Terry Roughton and Matt Digby on that row. Row 8, Cole Kilby and Stephen Powsland. On row 9 we have Philip White and Russell Holman. The race is away then. We stock catch round 3. That's a great start from Patrick Fletcher. He leads as they head down to Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Then it's Tibbs in second. They're trying to come round the outside of him is Sean Hagan as they all bundle into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. Ferguson gets his car all side, but they head up the hill. It's Fletcher with a big lead. Jake Farndon from pole side by side for third as they head into the Druids Hairpin for the first time in these very wet conditions. 30 minutes plus 1 lap, and they're all bundling in for second. Tibbs and Hagan. Farndon's down to fourth, and Ferguson goes off. Ferguson's heading towards the tyre when he hits the wall hard. This car spin in the middle of the pack. Paul Jarvis almost runs into the back of Joe Ferguson as well, and the silver cars hit the tyre wall. Ferguson's rejoined well down the field though, and he's I think side by side with Jeff Humphries in the section C2. So now into 30s, it's Fletcher still leads. Jake Farndon's gone second. He was 4x in Druids, so he's flying. The orange sack. So now he closes right in on Fletcher under brakey, but he goes too deep, runs out wide, but he's found loads of grip there on the outside line, as you normally do in these conditions on board of Paul Jarvis. And look all the mud that's been flicked up by the car of Joe Ferguson when he ran off the road. So we power now. I can just about make out this is onto Clark Curve, and I'm not sure how Paul Jarvis can quite see anything. He turns the window wipers on that, that's got rid of the mud. So he continues into Paddock Hill Bend under the brakes, trying to find a way past Matt Fincham. While into the lead is Farndon. Jake Farndon's gone to the front, then Fletcher's in second. Andrew Tibbs there in P3. Behind him is Sean Hagan, and it looks like that Wayne Harris sits there in the 5th position. Behind him it looks like the car of Tom Bell, and then Matt Digby runs in 7th. So down to 30s they go side by side. Is Digby up on the inside of Fulton-Jones. He can't get that one done. No, big side winner for Paul Jarvis. He corrects himself and continues. So Tibbs there just ahead of Hagan and Harris. Then Fulton-Jones chasing after Bell. We've had a spinner down the bottom here. That's Neil Trotter in the MG that has spun it. So into Paddock Hill Bend. Jake Farndon leads the way. But massive gap for Jake Farndon. Fletcher's in second. Tibbs there in third, side by side. Bell on the inside of Fulton-Jones. He can Fulton-Jones go right round the outside. He's trying to do so. Big side on point for as well for Joe Ferguson recovering. And now Digby, can he find a way past Fulton-Jones? No, he can't. Now Fulton-Jones dives up on the inside of Tom Bell. Can he do that? They exit the Druids Hairpin, and Digby instead tries to come forward to Jones. Fulton-Jones gets a good run out of the Druids Hairpin, draws up alongside Bell. Cooper trying to come round the outside of Digby as well. Fulton-Jones continues to try and come around Bell. Cooper's decided against going around the outside of Digby. So down the Cooper straight. Bell ahead of Fulton-Jones, ahead of Digby, ahead of Cooper in this battle. Just in front of Bell, Wayne Harris just ahead of Tom Bell, and they head into for clearways. Cooper trying to come round the outside Digby once again. So we can ride on board with Paul Jarvis. He's got the section C2 of Jeff Humphries right behind him in the top right. We can see that in the rear view camera. So we cross the line to C2, trying to come round the outside of the car of Paul Jarvis. Jarvis late on the brakes, gets right onto the rear bumper of Russell Holman. Jeff Humphries started to fall away there. Jarvis a bit sideways through Paddock Hill Bend, hitting the curb on the exit of the corner. These absolutely horrendous conditions. We have a Bransack. Nice and late on the brakes there was Jarvis. Now look at this, Joe Ferguson's got himself onto the back of Matt Fincham. Matt Fincham in turn looks up on the inside. Can't do that on Tom Bell, who's fallen behind Rory Cooper. So here we have Bell ahead of Fincham, ahead of Joe Ferguson. Remember, Joe Ferguson won both races at Silverstone 4 weeks ago, and now Ferguson trying to recover from his crash on lap 1. It really was a crash. You don't have to see Jarvis recover from something quite as violent as that. Digby under lots of pressure from Cooper still. They head through Clark Curve and they're about to complete another lap. There comes Patrick Fletcher. Jake Varden's already been and gone. He's got such a great lead. Great first few laps from Jake Varden. So Harris still leads. No, Harris has got ahead of Hagen, hasn't he, since we last saw them. Fortune Jones putting Hagen under pressure. Now still Tom Bell ahead of Matt Fincham, who's ahead of Joe Ferguson. The three cars go through the Druids hairpin absolutely together. Tibbs leading this long train of cars we have. And now Fulton Jones got ahead of Hagen. Now he's falling back as Ferguson's gone round Matt Fincham and got ahead of him before they made their way into Graham Hill Bend. So Joe Ferguson, the number 34 car, ran out wider through Graham Hill Bend but managed to stay in front of the number 20 car of Matt Fincham. So they head through 30s, McLaren, then clearways. Cooper was sideways through 30s on that occasion. A spin! That's Wayne Harris! Wayne Harris always got it all back together though. But a spin for the number 21 machine. Digby coming round Cooper. Replay here with Cool Jarvis, where we can see the off for Joe Ferguson right in front of us.
Ferguson won the first one, Silverstone, Patrick Fletcher.
Into Paddock Hill Bend then, Rory Cooper versus Matt Digby here. There's Ferguson trying to come round the outside of Tom Bell as he heads through Paddock Hill Bend then. They head up the hill now, up Harewood Hill towards the Druids hairpin. Matt Fincham trying to get in there as well as they head now through the right hand of the Druids hairpin. Tibbs getting away from Fulton Jones in front. Corey Cooper side by side with Sean Hagen. Cooper's got ahead of him now. Ferguson on the inside and he makes the move on not just Tom Bell but Wayne Harris as well. And Wayne Harris spun last time by, so that's a good recovery from Harris because he almost completely spun the car. 30s, McLaren and Clearways next up for these Stock Cats drivers. Ferguson trying to find his way around Digby now, going on that swooping line he likes. Onboard replay for a first ever race for Matthew Price. Wet conditions, Brands Hatch. Not an ideal place for your first race, but that's the conditions he's got. Good start actually for his first ever motor race there. About halfway distance and now Matt Digby makes his move. He tries to come past Sean Hagen. He gets the car all a bit sideways through Paddock Hill, but that may well leave the door open. Well, not quite. He's got good pace. Ferguson now tries to come past Sean Hagen as well as they head up into Druids. Tibbsy still leads this gaggle of cars and Tibbsy sits in third. Fourth Fulton Jones, fifth Cooper, Digby sixth, Ferguson seventh. Big off there for Tom Forbes in the number 72 Saxo. He almost went over there, but the car stayed on four wheels, which is very good news for everybody concerned. So Matt Digby still in front of Joe Ferguson, but only just.
7 3/4 minutes gone. This race again, 13 minutes plus a lap is the intention. Tibbs third, Fulton Jones.
Across the line for Andrew Tibbs, head of Fulton Jones, then Cooper. Now here's Digby just ahead of Joe Ferguson. Look at the dent there in the left-hand door for Joe Ferguson. That's of course where he smacked the barriers as he headed out of Druids for the first time. Great stuff from Ferguson to be back out there. He's on the inside of Matt Digby, headed through into Druids. That's Joe Ferguson up another position. His next target is Rory Cooper then, the number 55 Saxo. Matt Digby there losing the place. He was a championship contender last year. He was in fact leading a championship into the final round of last year. But the race didn't go ideally for him and Patrick Fletcher ended up taking the championship. Back to this race then, and the double race winner from Silverstone and championship leader Joe Ferguson chasing after Rory Cooper. So we dive on the inside on board with Paul Jarvis, trying to come past Tom Simpson. He's unable to do that though, as they now head on to Clark Curve.
Updating the rolling
And into the inside of Rory Cooper goes Joe Ferguson. He gains another position. Next target, Nick Thornton-Jones. Rory Cooper had a massive sideways moment there through Paddock Hill Bend. But he managed to hold the car together. Good control from the youngster. So he's following the yellow 34 car. The driver from Great Dunmow. Lapri now will become a factor. Neil Trotter's MG is the first car to lap, but he had a spin at Graham Hill Bend on the first lap of the race. Right, 3 minutes and a lap to go, something like that, and Joe Ferguson will be looking to gain yet more positions here at Brands Hatch. Rory Cooper still trying to go with him at this stage.
Just continues to build his lead.
Andrew Timms still ahead of Nick Thornton-Jones. Joe Ferguson starting now to make a break to Rory Cooper. Then Matt Digby, Sean Hagan, Wayne Harris, Matt Fincham as they head into Paddock Hill Bend. Not long off the race to go now. Drivers just trying now to stay on the track, get the points they need here from this race. Hope the conditions are better for tomorrow. I'm sure many people do. Jake Fonda may well be a driver who doesn't want conditions to be better tomorrow. He has been outstanding today. Over 10-second lead, which is incredible in a stock hatch race. The cars are so even. And to have a gigantic lead like that is just brilliant. But of course we haven't seen much of Jake Fonda because the battle's going on and he's been all there by himself. Right, here we go then, into clearways. Say Hagan just ahead of Harris and Fincher and Bell all running together. Now back on board then as Joe Ferguson makes his way past. Matthew Price, our onboard camera, lapping him. Ferguson is into Paddock Hill Bend we go then. Waves and wipers going. And now look at Tibbs. Tibbs under pressure for Thornton-Jones as they head up the hill. That's the battle of a third. Can Ferguson fight his way into a podium? About a minute plus the lap to go. Cooper makes his way through on the inside as he headed up into Druids. Also, Matt Digby making his way through. Rory Cooper running in 6th. Matt Digby running in 7th position. Next up to come through, Sean Hagan, who's running in 8th position here today. Sean Hagan's got a bit of a gap now to Wayne Harris. Wayne Harris are under pressure from Matt Fincham. And Fincham rounds off the top 10. Through Paddock Hill Bend, the battle for third is on. Tibbsy leads Thornton-Jones and Ferguson as they head now up the hill into the Druids Hairpin. 28, Andrew Tibbs. 44, Nick Thornton-Jones. 34 is Joe Ferguson as they head now through the Druids Hairpin. Round the outside has come Joe Ferguson to take 4th position away from Nick Thornton-Jones. Has he? Yes, just about. So the driver from Great Dunmow in Essex. Ferguson been squeezed onto the grass there as they head into 30s. 1 to go at the end of this. Thornton-Jones trying to come around the outside as they head through 30s. He's now got the inside as they head into clearways, but Ferguson's going to try and come around the outside of Andrew Tibbs. Now remember that more grippy line now on the outside. Ferguson utilising that to keep himself ahead of Nick Thornton-Jones and maybe, just maybe, to get ahead of Andrew Tibbs. Down the Brabham Straight they go. Into Paddock Hill Bend they will turn, and it's side by side, is it? For 4th, because Thornton-Jones trying to come. Oh, sideways! Thornton-Jones almost loses it through Paddock. So Andrew Tibbs, can he hold off Joe Ferguson on this final lap of the Stock Hatch round 3 here at Brands Hatch? So Andrew Tibbs still running there in 3rd, 4th still for Joe Ferguson.
Checkered flag this time And at 13 laps.
So Jake Fondens took the race victory, second to Patrick Fletcher. Joe Ferguson managed to come through in third, fourth to Andrew Tibbs, fifth to Nick Fortin-Jones, sixth to Rory Cooper, seventh Matt Digby, eighth Sean Hagan, ninth Wayne Harris, 10th to Matt Fincham. You see the rest of your top 15 there on your screen.